Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Tank and Trucker here. Today we're going to do a review on something that I don't normally do, and that's play smaller tiered tanks. This is a tier 2. If you wonder why you're looking at the name of it, it's a PZK PFW.38H 735F. And I can imagine people are probably kind of Googling it right now going, what the hell, that's not in the tech tree. This tank has not been in the tech tree for several years. I got it when I first started playing World of Tanks back in early 2011, and it's known as the Mini Moss. It's the Tier 2 version of the Tier 10 Moss. Has 160 hit points, and it's a 10.87 ton. You can go all the way up to 14.5 ton. That's your load limit. It's got a 75 horsepower lawnmower engine in it. Top speed is 37 kilometers an hour, and it does not seem like it gets to it because it is slow. Traverse speed is 40. I wonder if they need to go through and review these numbers because none of them seem accurate. I mean, in my mind, a 40-degree traverse is pretty quick, and this just seems like it's slow. The magic part of it is here, the 40-40-40, 40-40-40 armor on the hull and turret. It's got 40 literally all the way around the turret. Also, if you look down here, it gets preferential matchmaking. You will not see anything over a tier 3, and this is a tier 2. Now, at the time that this came out, they nicknamed it the Mini Moss because basically there were very few, if any, tanks that could pen it because it actually does have very well armored slopes. You can see right there, it's not flat. The front, even here, is angled. The lower plate's angled. It's kind of the shape of a backwards C, or let me go this way. The shape of a forward C. Everywhere it's sloped. Sides are sloped. Turrets sloped. Everywhere. It's just got great slopes, except for back in the back here, which most tanks, they don't have slopes in the rear. It's just a big shoot me here sign. You can see how it's, angled. It's just angled everywhere. And with 40 millimeters of armor, with that great angling, it gives you substantially a lot more armor than what you think. Most people start shooting at it with standard rounds after they bounce a good 3, 4, 5 rounds. Then they start shooting gold rounds, and then if it's a tier 2, they'll start bouncing their gold rounds. After gold round, they'll try the side, they'll bounce. They'll try the rear, they'll bounce. Even in the rear, I mean, it's still got 40 millimeters of armor, so it's still not very easy to penetrate. And if somebody tries circling you, it's, like I said, it seems slow for a 40 degree traverse, but it's fast enough to keep up if somebody tries circle of deathing you. And now we'll move on to the gun. That's the major downfall of this tank. World of Tanks, you get good and you get your bad. The good, bad, and the ugly. So, look at a gun. This is a tier 2 tank. You'll see up to tier 3s, and you get a tier 1 gun. It fires pretty fast, 26.25 rounds, reloads in 2.14 seconds. Average penetration for a standard round is 41. Gold round is 64. HE is 18. For your gold round, you do get APCR, which obviously everybody knows I really like. Average damage is 40, 40, 45. Dispersion at 100 meters is 0.4, I believe. Let me look. Yep, 0.4, which, wow, that's pretty inaccurate. It is very, very, very inaccurate. You'll have something right in front of you. If you don't let that reticle shrink all the way in, you're going to pull the trigger and go, what the heck happened? Yeah, the gun is very inaccurate. Aim time is 1.7 seconds, so it's got a decent aim time. I still put the gun lane drive on. You can't put vertical stabs on this, I don't think. No. But with the speed of this, it's a light tank, but it moves. It's basically the heavy version of a tier 2 that says it's a light. This thing is definitely, you don't go zinging around the map by any means, put it that way. So I wasn't going to put coated optics on it. It's got a 330 base. Mine's at 332. One of my perks I use on a lot of my tanks is the Recon, which gives you a greater view range. And on this, I think I give a smooth ride too. Yeah, because of the fact that so inaccurate. Any kind of aiming help you can get, the better off you are. And the turret traverse is 47 too. Your radio signal range base is 525. Mine's at 559. I don't normally put camo nets on stuff. I think I've got it on. Well, let me see. Well, I've got like 313 vehicles in my garage, so I've got it on a total of 59 vehicles, and I imagine out of those 59 vehicles, this is probably the only light tank I have it on. The rest of them, it's either artillery or tank destroyers. Definitely artillery. But I put it on this one because of the simple fact that with its supersonic speed that it can go, and it's not really a sniper tank, but if you let it shrink all the way in, and you can cringe your teeth, a lot of times you can set back and pick people off from a distance. It's more of a face-hugging tank, a brawler. I mean, for a tier 2, you hear the word brawl and you're like, yeah, right. If we get a good matchup, you'll definitely see what I mean. If we get any tier 1 tanks, if we get pretty much all tier 2 tanks that are weakly armored, not weakly armored, with like auto loaders that have a very weak penetration. I've had PZ-1Cs with gold rounds put round after round. We did a test, and they put a buddy of mine put both his standard and his gold rounds, both drums, into me, and he ended up penning, I think, a total of 4 rounds out of the PZ-1C. God, I think it holds like 500 and some rounds, and he only penned me 4 times. If you get a tank destroyer that has a decent amount of pen, they can go through you. Basically, the easiest way to explain is, like I was saying, this came out in 2011. I bought it. You won't see many of these at all, especially if you don't play low tiers. So people were complaining about it so much that it could not be killed that they actually designed the Tetrarch. The Tetrarch was actually designed as the mini moss killer, because of the simple fact, if you look at the Tetrarch, the gun on it's got really good pen. Gold rounds 121, that'll cut right through you. Literally no problem. Unless he's shooting at some really goofy angle, or you're wiggling, you can still bounce some of those rounds. Tier 2 wise, tier 3 wise, if they have a cruiser, I think it was a cruiser mark. Where are those little gizmos? Let me see. Can't seem to find it. I know there is I might not own. I don't own a whole lot of smaller tanks, and that might be the one that I'm looking for that I don't have. It's like a cruiser something. Um, could have sworn I had it. Maybe it was a tier 2. It's got that pom pom or pon pon gun. Um, boy, I'm looking kind of stupid here. I can't remember what tank it is. But anyways, there's another one that is a tier 2 or 3. Might be this one right here. This behemoth. No, no. That one still bounces off you. Anyways, I'll continue on here. You get the point. There's only very few tanks at tier 2 and 3 that can actually penetrate this. So if those tanks aren't in the match, a lot of times, I'll be the very last guy standing. I'll have 2 or 3 tanks circling around me, trying to kill me, just bouncing off, bouncing off. They'll bounce off me so much the rounds will be hitting their teammates. So, yeah, it's a fun little tank to play. I don't have a lot of matches in it, but like I said, I don't play light tanks a lot. I've got 20 matches in it with a 70% win rate. Artie is obviously your worst nightmare. If they get a hit on you, if they can hit you right flat on that deck there or this area right here, they'll decimate you. They'll do a lot of damage. Good chance they'll kill you in one shot. Anyways, with further ado, let's take it out and see what we can get. Probably get that, what map is it that's got the big hills on each side. Drawing a blank. I notice I seem to get that map a lot when I play little guys like this, but like I said, I don't play these smaller tiers too much at all. So, as you can see, this is the worst possible matchmaking for me at all ever. The gun on this, like I said, low pen sucks, so I'm going to start right off the bat loading premium rounds. The Toldy, I don't know, that might actually be able to, I think it's the Cruiser 3, that might have been the one I was thinking about. But the Toldy, I think that gun might be able to go through this. With the newer light tanks they've been coming out with, they've been giving a lot of them enough pen that they can go through this. So it's not all it's cracked up that it used to be. Still a fun little tank to play. You only have 160 hit points, so we got one guy going right. See the traverse, it's for 40, that seems awful darn slow to me. I'm gonna come on up here and I have no clue as I run into the building. Bye-bye. That was very lucky because, like I said, this gun, it's so inaccurate. I can't believe I actually hit that shot. And a lot of these newer tanks that are out now, I don't have a clue what they are because, like I said, I do not play lower tiered tanks. So this LTVZ-35, I have no clue on God's green earth what it even is. Totally seems to be penning them pretty easy, but what do we got over here?
Enemy armor is hit. Armor tracks is damaged. Penetration. Penetration. Penetration.
Somebody's shooting me right now. They're not doing anything.
Enemy is hit. Penetration. Enemy armor is destroyed.
Got him. There we are. I'm going to go over there and kill him. He put 25 rounds in the back of my tank and didn't do one single shot for damage. I wanted to get up there and stop them from killing artillery. I think we had artillery. Maybe we didn't. Minor problem is, like I said, this thing it's not fast. Okay, that was an M2 light tank that put 25 rounds into me, and he didn't pen one single round. And every one of his rounds, he shot me in the back. Yeah, this is definitely... It is not a speed demon. Try getting up here. I don't know where that guy... Those M2 light tanks, they are very fast. He probably shot in here, dumped his magazine on me, didn't pen one single round, and took off. Hey, maybe I'll get a steel wall with that match. Oh, what do we got here? This team that we went against is pretty, I'm sorry, pitiful, I guess is the easiest way to put it. I want to go get some more damage. I only did 303 damage. Yeah, T60, I believe the gun on that can pen me, but somebody chewed him up and spit him out. Our PZ1C on our team looked like he either killed a friendly or did some damage to a friendly, and then now he's a Smurf tank. So I got cool-headed, mastery badge, 3rd class. I've got my ace tanker in this. Like I said, I've had it since 2011. I probably should have switched over to standard rounds, because you always lose. You know, I only lost 1,164. I had 11 shots, 9 hits, 9 pens, did 303 damage. 23 damage from a distance of more than 300 meters. So I hit something for a while, a really low roll. I got hit 25 times, bounced 25 rounds for a total of 288 damage. Like I said, it's only got 160 hit points, so spotted 1, and I damaged and destroyed 2. And made 1,498 experience on that. So well, you know, because it's a triple this weekend. No, it's back to a double, I'm sorry. Yeah, 1,498. I'd be very interested. Oh, that's what it was. When I shot him, I killed him. So, no, that was that guy. When I knocked out his gun too. That was that guy in the very beginning up in the building there that I was very amazed that I actually even hit him. But like this medium too, I love tanks. I love players that run their tanks like this guy did. I'm loading every 2 seconds. Every round I shot at him, hit him, and he just kept driving across the wide open field. You know, hey, if he wants to do that, I'm going to kill you. So, yeah, you know, thanks for the kill. 3rd highest in damage. That PZ1C, I'm going to have to do a review on that one day, but when I do it, I will do it as a platoon. It's so much fun running 3 of those together. It's just it's a joy. I don't have a lot of matches in my PZ1C, but it is a blast to play. Let me look at this real quick. What did we do? So on that medium 3, I knocked out his ammo rack, took off his track, injured his radio operator, hit him 8 times for 280 damage and killed him. So from his full health to dead. Cruiser 3, knocked out his gun, hit him for 23 hit points, finished him off. Got hit 25 times from the M2 light tank, bounced every one of his rounds for a total of 288. Armor is very efficient on this. Like I said, that was the only tank that shot me, so it's hard to really give you a super idea, you know, how well the armor is. But I mean, that was in the butt on this. That was an M2. Was it an M2 light tank? Let me look real quick one more time. I just want to see, because I want to look at it, see what the pen was. So M2 light. I know I've got that. It's a premium tank. I think. M2. Nope, it's not a premium tank, but I do have it. So it's got a tier 1 gun, 40 shells in the magazine. And average penetration is 27, so it's only got one kind of round, which is AP. So yeah, 27. My armor is 40 millimeter, very sloped. There was no way he would have even came close to penetrating this tank. But yeah, so anyways, fun tank. If you ever see it go on sale, or if you ever see somebody on eBay selling some sort of, maybe they'll bring it back in a special package deal or something and overseas, but it's usable in the NA server. Um, you know, I would buy it, definitely would buy it. It is just so much fun to play, and it can really annoy the enemy team when they can't kill you, and you got 3, 4 people, shooting you, and none of them are penning you. So yeah, it can be a lot of fun. But anyways, Tank and Trucker, hope you enjoyed the video. You guys be safe, and I'll see you on the battlefield.